Okay.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Day 8?
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, day 8.
Night 8 tonight, yeah.
Yep, night 8. Night 8. So, COVID test this morning. Got it done so that we can go ahead and fly back to the United States.
Yeah.
Very interesting group of people that we met there because they're all basically from the United States. And everyone's getting tested today. We talked about how not everyone is prepared to get things done. So we did our research beforehand. We knew that we needed to get tested beforehand. I think everyone else in that group probably did too. The only difference was that we knew that we needed to get a new barcode for every single COVID test. And a lot of people did not know that. I think some people thought that they were supposed to use the same barcode over and over again. And that is incorrect. So that's important to kind of, COVID testing times. Pro tip, for Iceland, you need separate barcodes for everything. So,
yeah.
That being said.
But it was fine. Everybody helped out each other. We helped out this older couple from out in Chester County.
Yeah.
Ethel and Leslie.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah. They didn't know they needed to pre-register and pay, and their phones didn't have Wi-Fi, didn't have a phone number.
A lot of them did.
Yeah. Anyway, they needed
some help.
So we helped them. So
it
worked out.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then I even used the Icelandic number. So it turns out you don't need to have a phone number for every single person unless you want to keep yourself private, so to speak. If you're okay without having, using one telephone number, you can totally use one telephone number to get it all done. Because I had the one Icelandic telephone number, and it worked every single time in order to get the barcode. Because the barcode requires a telephone, a mobile phone, in order to get the text messages to get you started and the codes. So, besides that, and then in the end, how long did it take for us to get our results back?
We got our results at night at 8:30. We took the test at 8:30 a.m. So it took us 12 hours.
12 hours
to get our COVID test results back. But it came in we got a text, and then it came in a nice email with a certificate signed by the director of public health or something like that of Iceland.
Yes.
So it's the official certificate that airlines require, or actually US CDC requires in order to fly back to the US.
Yes.
So we can, as far as we know at this point, we can fly back to the US.
Yes, based on
that's a good thing.
Yes.
And we're like 48 hours ahead of time, so we got it done more than 48 way ahead of time, so we're good to go.
We're good to go. We're good to go. Yes. Excellent.
So,
let's see.
So after COVID tests, we went to our first destination.
Which was the glacier?
The glacier.
The first glacier, which was, I don't even remember the name.
Doesn't matter. The big one by Diamond Beach.
Yes, Diamond Beach.
The big one by Diamond Beach. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the big one. They have the big duck boat tour that goes out to the
glacier itself.
Glacier.
And it's okay. It's a big, massive bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big bay, and then it's a little farther away, so you don't get the up close experience.
Yes. But it's still absolutely massive. But at the same time, a lot has been a loss through whether it's global warming or whatever. It's definitely a decrease in size of the glaciers, and that's always a bad thing. But spectacular nonetheless. Worth a quick visit, and then we got back in the car and bolted over to Diamond Beach, which was actually kind of fun.
Yeah. From far away, it didn't look like that many ice blocks on the beach.
Yeah.
You know, we were expecting like tons of ice blocks all over the beach, but when we got there, it was like, it's not that many. This isn't cool at all.
Right. But walk farther.
Yeah.
Farther down the beach. Walk farther down the beach, and you get some really interesting ice pieces. And we learned a little bit about why certain things are more blue, more color, more crystal clear, that kind of thing, which is actually kind of interesting. So yeah, we're like, we'll come back to that in a second. But long story short, it was actually kind of fun to just sit on the beach and see what kind of things, and pictures, and how big the pieces are, the broken off glacier pieces and everything. So it was actually kind of fun.
Yeah, at one point in the water, we could see floating icebergs floating downstream.
Yes.
Out from the glacier inlet out into the
ocean.
Yeah.
From the fjord to the ocean. Yes.
It was cool.
That was cool. Yeah, actually, that was I can see why people like going down to Diamond Beach. Yeah. But then we said, let's go ahead and see more glacier.
Yeah. So then we went to Fjallsárlón. Yeah. Which is it's a smaller glacier bay, but where you park, you're much closer to the glacier.
Yes.
So, and turns out they have boat tours happening right now. This is the very start of the tourist season.
Yeah.
And so they have boats leaving every hour, and we just happened to get there at a good time at 12:30.
Yeah.
So, and the lady was like, "Come on the tour. It's a good one." And yeah, so we were like, "Oh, why not?" It was nice weather, and so we took advantage of that.
Definitely took advantage of that. And there was a lot of people in the end.
Relatively, probably not.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not what they were probably used to, but in terms of the level of interest to go see the glacier.
Yeah.
However, for us, we're like, this is the biggest crowd I've ever seen of tourists while we've been in Iceland, which has been great.
Yeah. So, it was a group of 10, 5 couples from LA who were all traveling together. This is their little traveling group.
Yep.
And then the rest of us, 5 of us, who are the 2 of us from New York, another couple from LA, and the 5th gentleman is from France.
France.
Yeah, so
yes.
Everyone was super nice. So the 5 of us shared one
Zodiac
boat.
Zodiac.
Raft.
And it was like kind of fun to get on
it was
that.
fun. Everyone was like taking pictures for each other, chatting it up. And our the tour guide Carolina, she's from Poland, and she told us all about the ice and the glacier. Why it's that color.
Yeah, like more bubbles, more whites in the ice.
Yeah.
And then more crystal clear. That means there's no bubbles, and it's been all the bubbles have been pushed out.
Yeah.
From the ice, and so we're like, interesting.
Yeah.
And more blue if it's what is that again?
It's been underwater.
It's been underwater. Okay.
And then so sometimes icebergs they flip.
Yes.
And you don't want to be near one when that happens because it jostles the water, sends a big wave, and
you only see a portion of the iceberg.
Yeah.
On the top. It's like only 10%. The rest is 90%, and when it flips, it's a huge piece, and it could really, really do some damage when it flips.
Yeah.
So stay away.
Yeah.
But the interesting, also the other part was that this particular glacier, at least for me, it's not connected to the ocean. It in the same way as the other one was. So it's not like a bay where seawater mixes with the freshwater. It's only a freshwater bay. And then a small river collects or is the conduit that brings the fresh water to the ocean.
Conduit?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I try. Once in a while, I come up with some good stuff. Yep. Yeah. So.
It was a nice boat ride.
Yes.
Yeah, worth it.
Definitely worth it. And unfortunately, they do have a little cafe area, so you can, and it's warm, so you could warm up afterwards. But the only thing is that there's not much food because it's COVID time.
Yeah.
A lot of bottled items though. So I think that they had a lot more food in the past, but right now they don't.
Yeah. So after that.
Let's see. After that, we went to yet another glacier.
Yes.
What was that one? So this other glacier, we were like, just keep on going down, because it's actually it's not really separate glaciers, really. They're actually one big glacier.
It's one big glacier.
And these are just the pieces are moving to the extremities of the glacier. We're at the extremities where it kind of comes out into a bay and is melting. So that's the only way for us to really experience it, unless you really want to get into the area.
So the next one we try to go to is, not sure if you can see, is Svínafellsjökull Glacier.
Yeah. And I was actually really looking forward to going. I really was. And because we've seen, so many different glaciers, I was like, okay, maybe this, because this one, from what I understand, you can get a lot closer to the glacier.
On foot.
However, when we got there, it was closed because it was actually considered dangerous to go to the glacier. And I think one of the so there's a big warning sign from the country of Iceland telling people, why they closed the area, and that if they hear any cracking from the iceberg or from the glacier, that you should immediately run away and go to higher ground as quickly as possible. So they're very afraid that I think a piece of it will cavitate, and all of a sudden you have a tsunami type wave occurring as a result of the cavitation of the iceberg, meaning a break off of a piece of the iceberg.
Since it was closed and it was almost 3 o'clock, we hadn't had lunch yet, so we made sandwich rolls in the camper.
Yep.
Using tortilla wraps.
Yes, at this. Keep on going.
Yeah. So we took some cold cuts, pepperoni, cheese, and we even makes a little spring mix salad to add to the roll. Yep. And also the lamb pate.
Lamb pate. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Costco, eat your heart out, because we made our own.
Yeah.
But with Icelandic ingredients.
It was good.
It was good.
It was a nice snack for the afternoon.
Yeah. So here. So here's the warning, and it's basically rock slide warning. Right there. I don't know if you can see it completely, but yeah. Anyways, rock slide warning, and then very, very in-depthly, it's like, if visitors witness any noise above the glacier, they should vacate the area immediately. Stay on higher ground as much as possible. Stay alert, stay safe, always be aware of your surroundings. So yes, get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
That's basically what they're talking.
Yeah. You gotta take these warnings seriously, because this weather, this nature doesn't mess around. And the people of Iceland are, they have it organized enough to block it off when they know there's danger. So respect that. Yep. Respect the care.
Yes. And it's funny because we were talking with someone from Iceland who's on, actually the young gentleman that we met at the campsite, and he's just like, we would think that it's common sense to run away from this, but tourists don't. Some tourists are just, have no common sense sometimes. If a road says close, don't go down the road.
Yeah.
If you go down the road, it's your fault. So,
lunch, we started driving again.
Yep.
It was a long stretch of driving.
Yes. Oh my
Because
god.
we wanted to make some progress on the road.
Right.
And it was some crazy weather. Well, okay,
Well,
it was more of a wasteland.
It was a wasteland.
That stretch was a wasteland.
Yeah, we met a couple on the Zodiac when we were on the boat, and they actually told me that there's a stretch where it's basically just barren, just lava pits, and there's nothing there, and no one lives there either. And I think our guide on the boat kind of alluded to how that particular area there was a big volcanic eruption in 1370.
Oh, yeah.
And then no one has lived there ever since.
Oh, yeah. Oh, she was talking about that area.
Yeah, I think so. I think
That makes sense.
Yeah, and so still today, no one lives there. Mm-hmm. It's completely
It
barren.
really looks just dust. It's like Mars.
Yeah. Yes, like Mars.
Yeah. It's all hazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
So it was
crazy.
a long stretch, but yeah, we stopped by a gas station. Oh, it was so
No,
windy at the gas station. So
Yeah.
windy.
So they have flags at the gas station, and they are at full sail and blowing. Around then, I think it was like 13 meters per second.
Yeah, that was the start of the alert on the weather app.
Yeah. Weather.
Weather.
Weather.is. We're probably saying it wrong, but I said weather. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And it was actually kind of important to really pay attention to weather changes because they happen super quick. And while we were driving, I was noticing the falls that we were driving by, and the falls, there was water coming out, but it was being blown by the wind, and it wasn't a waterfall anymore. It was just basically a sprinkler system that just the wind just took the water and sent it into the air. It was like pushing it backwards, so there was no water flowing down. It was just flowing backwards and flowing back up. It was crazy. I've never seen that.
Yeah.
I've never seen that.
And since we are still driving kind of along the coast, there are some like kind of in and out rock formations. It was pretty dramatic, like these really high cliffs that we're driving by. Some really dramatic scenery as we drive by. Yes, totally. And even now, right now, we're going, wow, these southeast gale force winds. Yeah.
This is no joke. It's shaking everything.
Yeah.
This camper van is just basically moving around like crazy right now.
You know what though? It just makes us so thankful that this whole week that we've been here, we have had relatively mild, very mild weather. And now I get what they say.
Yeah.
What they say, like in Iceland, a nice day is a day when it's not windy.
Yes. And right now it is windy and it ain't nice.
So now we get it. Like the week when we've had very mild wind was very nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hands down.
So.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we've been so lucky.
We have.
So far with our weather situation. Even in the first couple of days, we would complain about the weather. Like, oh my gosh, it's windy up here, but it didn't rain really that much.
Yeah.
It rained a little bit here and there. I mean, some places I understand. We're on top of a mountain in the far north. Sure, it's probably going to rain or snow. Oh, and it did.
Yeah.
But so we made progress all the way across. We saw maybe like a few more interesting things as we kind of driving.
We even went here.
Westbound. Oh yes, yes. Go ahead. This is our next.
We
stop.
then came here. However you say that.
Yeah, I am. Probably gonna have to use like Google to say it for us. I'm not even gonna attempt it. I will have to say that when that young gentleman from the campsite from last night told us how to say the name of that city, I was like, what? But he explained that there are ways of saying things in Icelandic, kind of like intonations in, I guess, in Mandarin or Cantonese or anything like that, where Americans just have no clue. Like, and I guess in English there are certain things that they can't say that well because it's not in their language profile. So that's actually really interesting. Like, I never thought about that.
Yeah.
But yes. Mm-hmm.
So we went to this canyon. It was actually a really good hike, I thought.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like the perfect. It's a uphill, pretty uphill hike.
Mm-hmm.
But round trip, we did it just under an hour, and we stayed up there for a good amount of time taking pictures.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and it's really dramatic, beautiful pictures, scenery.
Yes. And there are, I don't know, and I asked this to you earlier about, like, why are there so many birds, like geese and other animals, flying animals in the area? Like, it seems too cold for that to be a great place for them, but they're here and they're thriving.
Yeah.
Or that's what it seems like, anyways. And we saw so many geese flying around in the canyon as well. That was fun to watch. I think maybe you captured some great images of that. I may have captured it by accident. So.
I took a really nice video that everyone thinks is your video.
Yes.
Because you're the one who takes nice videos.
That's right. That's right. I am the one who usually does it, but once in a while, you're amazing as well.
So after that hike, we just wanted to keep making progress westbound towards Reykjavik.
Yeah, and that's when the weather changed.
Oh yeah.
We went from sunny, maybe overcast, to now windy, extremely windy, and rain too. So adding on to the amount of misery, so to speak, to the situation. But so on a wet, windy, cold day in Iceland, what do you feel like having?
Yeah, it was dinner time, and we found a restaurant that serves soup. There it is.
I want to say it's called the Soup Company, but
It is the Soup Company.
Is this the Soup Company? The Soup Company,
Yeah.
It's great. Love the place. Love it. They have a bar and almost all you can eat soup, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm like, sweet.
Yep. Yeah, you order, and then as you want refills, you just walk up and say, refill please.
Refill please.
And
And we were like, we're American. Refill 3 times please.
we didn't say that. We didn't tell them.
No, we didn't tell them.
But we got 2 refills, so a total of 3 bowls each.
3 bowls. Yeah.
We got the red lava soup.
Yes, and it is spicy, and I loved it. Loved it. Yeah.
They serve it in a bread bowl, obviously. That looks like a rock, with the center scooped out, obviously, and they scoop the soup in. But it's also served with a side of skyr. Skyr. And it actually goes really well. It's kind of like when American food, you put sour cream on chili, and that makes it really good. It's the same idea. It's like a nice cool touch of fat-free, good protein skyr.
It adds a little bit of tartness.
Yeah.
And some creaminess to it, and it is delicious.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, fantastic. Very happy that we got that one. I also then got the lamb soup, which was also very good as well, and it also came with bread too. But I would have to say that the bread that came with your soup it was like this nice pillowy softness.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then they had the outside crusty, rustic kind of artisanal bread style almost. And it was delicious. And they give you everything. It's not like, oh, they rip out the middle and then they don't give you that soft part. No, they give you everything on a big rectangular platter.
Oh yeah.
And so with the skier, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And the staff was so nice. The two young women who worked there, they were so nice. They were like, "Oh, I want to give you your soup refill." They have it out in a bowl out in the front area. They're like, "Oh, it's not hot. Can we heat it up for you? Well, do you want to heat it up so it's hot soup?" And we're like, "Oh yeah, that sounds really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please." And then they brought it out in this big. They filled it. They filled that third bowl because I think they were like tired of getting refills for us.
Yeah.
Like, here's a big third bowl, and we think you'll just finish it and not ask for anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what happened.
That is exactly what happened. But, the third bowl, they may have given us a lot, but it was gone.
We took it down.
Yep, ain't nothing left.
Yep. And then after that, with our bellies warm, full of soup, we just drove over. Like it was less than 5 minutes away. We drove over here to this campsite.
Yeah, is it? It's not Vik something.
Vik something.
Yeah, Vik something. And now we're just sitting in the vehicle with a whole lot of wind.
Yeah. But we should be okay.
Yeah, we should be fine. But yeah, hopefully the video is nice and shaky because that's how we're feeling right now. Okay?
Oh, you have the gimbal taking out the shakiness.
I know. It's like it's perfect. It's like we're not shaking all over the place. So.
You're not getting the real feel of the shakiness right now.
Yeah. Well, maybe next time we'll put something in the background. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Okay. Cool.
All right. That's it. That's day 8.
Day 8. All right. Should record.
Our camper van is shaking right now. There's 16 meters per second southeast gale force winds.
Yes. Yeah. And then tomorrow is going to be 17. So 17.
But it's okay. We feel safe.
No, very safe. 17.
Yeah, I'm just trying to show the van shaking.
The van is shaking like crazy. There you go.
Watch them.